Just imagine, you get a life-changing decision from a machine. Your loan application gets denied, or you get a serious medical diagnosis, and there's absolutely no reason given. That scenario isn't some sci-fi plot. It's the very core of AI's biggest challenge when it comes to earning our trust.
And that right there, that brings us to what experts call the black box problem. It's this huge barrier to trusting the AI systems that are, increasingly running really critical parts of our world. Everything from healthcare to finance and even self-driving cars.
So what is a black box AI? Well, think of it like this. It's kind of like a magician who performs this amazing trick, but then totally refuses to reveal the secret. We see the input, say a deck of cards, and we see the output, the correct card being pulled out. But that whole process in the middle, it's a total mystery. It leaves you impressed, for sure, but also a little suspicious, right? Especially when the stakes are way higher than a simple card trick.
Okay, so how do we solve this mystery? Well, the answer lies in a whole field dedicated to making AI transparent. It's called Explainable AI, or as you'll probably hear it, XAI for short.
Really, the entire goal of XAI is to turn these opaque black boxes into, well, glass boxes. The idea is to create systems where you can actually see the internal logic, or it's clear and understandable enough for human experts to audit. It's basically about demanding that our technology can show its work.
Now here's where it gets a little nuanced, but this is a super important point. There's a subtle but really crucial difference between two key terms: interpretability and explainability. Interpretability is when we can kind of guess how a decision was made. But explainability, that's when the system can actively tell you exactly why it made a decision in terms a human can actually understand. It's the difference between just observing a pattern and having a real conversation.
And look, this isn't just some technical exercise for developers. Opening up that black box has profound, real-world consequences. Remember that loan application or the medical diagnosis we talked about? This is all about making sure those kinds of decisions are made fairly, safely, and with real accountability. Explainability is truly the bedrock for building reliable AI. I mean, without it, how can we check for fairness to make sure a model isn't just repeating old biases? And how can we possibly have accountability if we don't know who's responsible when something goes wrong? It's the key to building the trust and ensuring the safety we absolutely need for these systems to work in the real world.
One research paper puts it perfectly. It basically says that understanding the why behind a big decision, that's a fundamental right. It's what gives people the power to challenge a decision that seems unfair or just plain wrong, and to hold these powerful systems accountable.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does an explanation from an AI actually look like in the real world? Let's take a peek inside the box and see some XAI in action.
Let's take a doctor who's using an AI to analyze a medical scan. Just getting a simple, yes, there's a problem from the computer, that's just not going to cut it, right? They need to know what the AI saw. So instead of just a flat answer, XAI provides the evidence, the receipts, basically, that the AI used to come to its conclusion.
Okay, so check this out. On one side, you have a regular chest X-ray, but with XAI, you get something totally different. You see that colorful heat map layered right on top of the same image? Those bright spots are the AI literally pointing to the exact pixels it flagged as important. A doctor can immediately see the areas of concern, which lets them verify, question, or even learn from the AI's focus. It's a game changer.
And this same idea, this principle of transparency, it isn't just for doctors. It can be applied to all sorts of decisions that affect you and me directly, things like getting a credit score or a health risk assessment. And this is a brilliant example of how XAI can personalize explanations. For patient 1, you can see a few red factors pushing their risk score up just a tiny bit, but then these other blue factors are pulling it way back down so their overall risk is low. Now look at patient 2. Whoa, almost everything is in red, pushing their risk score way, way up. It makes it crystal clear exactly which personal data points drove the final outcome for each person.
But, and this is a really big but, XAI isn't a magic wand. Creating this kind of transparency is incredibly difficult, and it comes with its own set of pretty significant challenges.
You end up with this really tricky balancing act. I mean, think about it. How do you provide transparency without accidentally exposing someone's sensitive private data? And what about the AI models themselves? As they get more and more powerful, they get exponentially harder to explain. And here's a good one. If you make a system too transparent, could bad actors learn its rules and figure out how to game it? These are the tough questions developers are grappling with right now.
So at the end of the day, explainable AI isn't just about understanding algorithms. It's about building a future where we, as humans, can collaborate with these intelligent machines responsibly and with confidence. It's about making sure that as AI gets smarter and smarter, we have the tools to be smart enough to truly trust it.